Whether you are here with us in person or joining us virtually, we hope that on this Shabbat you can find the time to unwind and reflect on what most meaningful in your lives. Now let us feel the warmth of Shabbat. We invite Sandy Feller to light the Shabbat candles and lead us in the blessings that may be found on page 2 and 3 in your prayer books. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. We continue on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish.
יתקרא ויתקדש שמי רבה. ועלמא דברך יורתה וימליך מלכותה בחיי כל יום אחד ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה וישבח, ויתפאר, ויתרומם, ויתנשא, ויתהלל, 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 שמי קודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, אמירן ועלמה, ויאמרו אמן.
On page 28, we rise in either body or spirit for the Baruch Hu. Page 31. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Amen. ונתנתם לבניך, ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו מה עשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
We continue on page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to the promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We continue on page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. With you are truth and protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, of all love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו מאהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, לכבוד בגבורות, ומינו מלך מביט ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We continue silently through page 63, concluding with the prayers of one's own heart, after which you're invited to be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. So our president, Ina Horn, gave me a special dispensation that I don't actually have to do a devar based on this Torah portion, so everyone brace yourselves. So sometime right before COVID, I had to very hastily arrange a business trip to San Jose, California. I'm not a very experienced traveler, but for work, I usually have to make 1 or 2 domestic flights a year. Due to the short notice of the trip, I had to align the schedule with when some bigwig was available, not my schedule. I had a limited travel budget, and I had very limited travel acumen, and I couldn't find a direct flight from Newark to San Jose, California. So I ended up on a flight out of Philadelphia that stopped in Chicago, then continued to Phoenix, where I had a 2-hour layover, where I got on another plane that finally got me to San Jose. A friend of mine, actually our former president, David Levine, who's a much more experienced and savvy business traveler than I am, suggested that next time I book a much easier direct flight to San Francisco and rent a car and drive the 45 minutes from San Francisco to San Jose. Live and learn. So once my ego overcame what a rube I was, I started to think a little bit about my whistle-stop tour of America's regional airports. I started thinking about how, despite my fumbling, it's incredible how sometimes so many things in this world actually do work. Even with my disorganized trip, the fact that after spending about 10 minutes online entering information, I found an entire transportation network ready to get me from one side of the continent to the other, in my case in about 8 hours. And the fact that that happens is miraculous. I mean, how many countless strangers had to marshal resources to get me from point A to point B? And all of it supported by my own faith that these strangers, each one was going to do their small part that would get me where I needed to go. So our tradition, like the other Abrahamic religions, has the Garden of Eden myth. The myth basically says that human beings once lived in a paradise where they had everything provided for them. And then something happened. It was 2 teenagers, a snake, fresh fruit, and then a lot of finger pointing. So what was the result? Eviction from paradise. And our being burdened with having to struggle to survive and then experience pain, sickness, and ultimately the loss of everything with our own death. I think this myth is, to use a concept from Jung, archetypal. We seem to be hardwired to dream that there's a better place somewhere else out there that we can get to, or get back to, if we just do the right things, make the right decisions, say the right words, perform the right rituals, eat the right foods, read the right books, and so on. But I have a different take on this myth, particularly when I'm fortunate enough to catch the world working. I'm not a natural-born optimist, but I wonder if perhaps the paradise is actually still sitting all around us. If we look between the cracks, even amidst the pain, the loss, and the suffering, maybe everything we need is already here, right in front of our noses, in this present moment and in all present moments. Shabbat Shalom.
Ruach Elohim, may God's Spirit be with you. יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויגונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך
Once again, Shabbat Shalom. I was informed earlier that my microphone was muted when we were on our live stream feed. So I want to re-welcome all of those online and say a special Shabbat Shalom to you. This weekend, our clergy, together with the sixth and seventh grade students from our religious school, are on a retreat. And I, along with several of our board of trustees and immediate past president David Levine, are here to help with the service this evening. And so thank you for bearing with us. I think that the board members have been doing a wonderful job here. So I want to thank them, along with David Schlossberg, Philip Fisherman, and our awesome band. And also to all of the Board of Trustees members who stepped up to lead the service and lead with their support and while our clergy is away. So at the conclusion of our service, we will have an Oneg to go, sponsored by the Board of Trustees, just out in the hallway, and we'll do Kiddush and Motzi here in the sanctuary so that people at home can join us. We have a few announcements. First of all, let me see this, okay? I just want to remind you that next Friday we will not be having Shabbat services here in the evening so that you can be home with your families for your Passover Seder. But Passover morning services will be on YouTube and in person on Saturday, April 16th at 10 a.m. Also, please join Yoga Shalom tomorrow morning in Littman Hall or virtually. So you can see Monday's email for the link. Okay. And Keepers of Jewish Excellence will be coming up on Sunday, April 10th at 10:30 a.m. Roger Sherman, award-winning director of the New Face of Israel Cuisine, will be presenting. It will be on Zoom only. It will not be recorded, so if you are planning on attending, please do so. RSVP is required for non-sponsors. We also will be having a contemporary community Seder on Zoom Saturday, April 23rd at 5 p.m., focusing on Ukraine. Okay, and I think that is it. Thank you once again for joining us this evening, and I want to wish you all a happy and healthy Passover.
On this Shabbat Eve, as we join together as one congregation to celebrate creation and the joy of life and living, we turn our thoughts to those in our community for whom life has become precarious because of health or hospitalization. O God of healing, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers together with the prayers of those who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and their families. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked with theirs. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu, hu yivarech et hacholim, v'fu'at hanefesh v'refu'at haguf, hashta'a b'ga'ala v'zman kariv v'nomar. Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless those in need of healing. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, as together we say, Amen.
We continue on page 282 as we rise in either body or spirit for Elena.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated. We continue on page 285. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I have known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So in all that's left of me, love, give me away. With hearts that ache and are saddened, we name now those whom death have recently taken from us, those whose families are observing the Shloshim. Elizabeth King, wife of Donald King of blessed memory, sister of Richard and William Schwartz, mother of Susan King, Barbara Hall, and Henry Tracy King, grandmother of Eli and Noah Hall King, Samuel, Anna Rose, and Michael King. Hillary Costin, wife of Chris Costin, mother of Caitlin Brown and Tyler Costin, sister of Jeffrey Turtletub and Richard Turtletub, niece of Iris Kislin. Robert Rosenthal, husband of Emmanuel Rosenthal, father of Sophia and Avery Rosenthal, brother of Bruce Rosenthal, Jill, stepbrother of Helene Greenberg and Mike, Bill Greenberg, Susan Feltman, and Andrea Keats. On this Shabbat, we also recall those dear ones who died at this season in past years and whose names we record with love in our service booklet this evening. Their names are forever bound to our hearts and are permanently inscribed throughout the building. If you are joining us tonight online to say Kaddish for a loved one, please say their names out loud in your home or type their names into the chat, either on YouTube, Facebook, or the temple streaming site, so that we can all lift up the names of the loved ones with you. And if you are here in person, please say the names of your loved ones as we get ready to say Kaddish. As I look around the room, for all those in mourning, please rise and join us in Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah v'yamad yivrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael v'agala v'yizman koriv v'yamru Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah memarach le'olam le'omei amayim. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yispa'ar v'yisromam v'yisnaseh v'yishadar v'yishalev v'yishalal shmei d'kudashah v'richu le'elam min kol brechata v'shirata tush brechata v'nechemasa damiran v'yamar v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlomo rabba mim shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Please be seated.
We conclude our service with the singing of Adon Olam, which will be found on page 321. Please rise. Let ויהי ערב, ויהי בוקר יום השישי. ויחולו השמיים וכל הארץ וכל צבאם. ויפעל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה. וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי. ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו באהבת וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תהילה למקראי קודש זכר לתחייה מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו גירשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבת וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
We join together in those things. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
המוציא לחם מן הארץ.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Time appropriately?
Yeah.